if you look at the pop industry, what they're doing is they're making us focus on materialism. So whether you look at hip-hop or the black music scene, it's about what car you've got, what jewelry you're wearing, what watch you've got, or immorality. So again, it's about physicality. So sex and physical, focusing on matter rather than spirituality. And the whole of the industry appears to be aiming to take people away from spirit to off target into materialism.
Well, you certainly see that in what is laughingly referred to as hip-hop now, which is quite tragic for somebody that remembers better days, better times, to look at the way that particular genre has been steered off. But when you look at the lyrical content of records that purport to be hip-hop or so-called R&B urban music now, literally the only things you will hear talked about is partying in the club, let's all go out and get drunk, get lit, get fired up, go off and have sex with whoever you want, do some drugs, go out and buy a load of material stuff, buy fashion brands, buy sneakers, buy gold chains, buy this car, buy this phone. Certain brands even get specific name checks in these records, the actual corporate brands themselves. And the message that young people who only listen to this kind of music get is that life is basically pointless. It's short. You never know when you're going to go. So you might as well just party up, spend your money as soon as you earn it, go and get laid, go to the club. And that's the message for life that people are getting. No hint of spirituality, no hint of anything meaningful, no hint of inspiring people to stand in their personal freedom and recognize that they're inherently sovereign beings, that they have a whole load of power at their disposal if they would only choose to manifest their own reality that they might choose to live in. None of that stuff, none of these great spiritual truths. You've got to look very, very deep beneath the surface to find music that talks about those kind of themes. It is out there. And I showcase this stuff on the podcast that I do called The Sound of Freedom, which is conscious music. A lot of conscious hip-hop, a lot of conscious reggae, and some other styles as well. But these are not records that you'll ever hear on the mainstream radio. They're not records that you'll ever see on video rotation on any of the music channels. You certainly won't hear it ringing off in the club or in bars. This stuff is very well hidden from the surface. So the only messages you get from mainstream music, like I say, are basically satanic when you break it down. And you mention Satanism to a lot of people who maybe haven't researched it, and their mind will go straight to the Christian concept of what Satanism is, which is all about this entity called the devil worship. That is an oversimplification of what ideological Satanism is all about. And I've never taken the devil to be an actual literal entity. It's a personification of the idea of evil and that which goes against all that is good in nature. And God, the divine, if you like. So the word Satan from the original Hebrew and also in the Arabic means enemy or adversary or opposer. And it's indicating that the idea of Satanism opposes creation, that which is good, that which is natural, that which comes from God. So anything that's satanic goes against what is inherently good in nature. And that's what we're witnessing in so much of the music that's out there right now, and also the lifestyles that people are conditioned towards taking on. Because most people, and they would be horrified to hear this, but most people in this world are stuck in a satanic mindset, because their only thought from the minute they get up to the minute they go to bed is what suits me in my life, in the circumstances in which I find myself right now. Not a thought for how their actions and their behaviors might impact on others and have a wider ripple effect on society in general. Just, what do I need? What do I want? What would satisfy me right now? And just appeasing that and going for that and not giving a second thought to anything beyond that. And the kind of records that we now have are absolutely advocating that mindset and that way of thinking. And of course, that's what the controllers want. and it goes in hand with so many other aspects of human society, so many other things that are going on. And I'm always completely aware of the sort of work that I do and the research that I get into is really only one very small part of the big picture of what's going on in this world. You could have a guest on talking about false flag terror events and how those things get staged, and what the psychological effect of those is, and what the propaganda effect of those is. You could have a guest on talking about food and drink additives, what's going into those, fluoride in the water, vaccines, pharmaceutical drugs, how that's harming human health. You could have a guest on talking about chemtrailing, geoengineering, and these are all very valid subject areas.
Yeah.
They're all very distinct in themselves, but they're all interlinked, and they all fit into this massive, colossal picture of what's really going on in the world.